Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Ignite 2020. I think it's April 8th, last time I checked. Yeah, it is. Hi. So, sometimes right before Ignite, this week and last week especially, not as much so this week, but still this week, but not as much as last week, things get a little bit crazy before kickoff. Admittedly, friends, I am learning all kinds of new technology. For example, this right here. We didn't have this last week. We did have we had a remember that big TV behind us, and then we shot our pictures and stuff up on the screen. We had that before, but each week is a new week, and I'm learning more and more as we go. So things do get a little hectic right before showtime, and I love all of you who would let me know that things maybe aren't working or aren't up yet, or the video hasn't started or whatever. So in the last let's see, 7 or 8 minutes, 9 texts. I want you to know that I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it, but as of right now, I'm the only one in the room, and it just sometimes gets hectic. So what makes it a little more stressful is 9 text messages. So let me just be honest and know that I'm working on it. Know that you know that you know that you know that you know. So anyways, let's find out what's going on tonight. Welcome. Welcome to you. I'll let you know. You got time. We got a guest tonight. We got a guest who's standing behind a glass wall to create that barrier. So welcome, every single one of you. Is there anybody here for the very, 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 very first time tonight? Tuning in for the very, 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 very first time? There might be. I wouldn't know, but there's a computer set up on the other side of the room so I can check in with the chats that are happening. My wife will be rolling in just a few seconds to check that out and to help me out. So with that being said, I want to prepare you in a little bit tonight. Here's what I want you to have with you. I would love for you to have a pen, to have a sheet of paper or a notebook or something like that in preparation for what we're going to do tonight when it comes to the Jesus time, lesson time. So just prep yourself. You might even throw a Bible in there as well. Why not? Just for good measure, a non-digital copy of the Word of God. So get those things ready. Be ready to go. Now, back to the question, if there's anyone here for the first time. I'm just guessing there's not. But now that my wife has discreetly snuck into the room, she might tell me otherwise. So, Molly, if you see anyone here for the first time who says they're new, that's not named Steve or Emmanuel,
exactly.
Keep me posted.
All right.
All right, round 2 is birthdays. I know we have some birthdays on the list. What do we got? We got Jaden. Jaden, what's up? I hope you're watching, and I hope you're enjoying your birthday. JD Dancer at iCloud.com. Congratulations on your day of birth. I am very excited to celebrate your day today on the nose. Peter Jardine, he turns whatever he turns tomorrow. He turns over a new leaf tomorrow. And Ingrid will celebrate you next week. Not that we can't celebrate you this week, but we'll wait and celebrate you next week. Although inside, I'm celebrating you right now. So that's the new people. That's the birthdays. All right, speaking of bad jokes, I know for probably all of you, that's your favorite part of Ignite, is the annual traditional bad joke of the week. It has been a tradition now for 4 consecutive years. And I thought in honor of bad jokes and in honor of Holy Week, not Easter week, not Easter Bunny week. In honor of Holy Week, we would do a little something called Bad Joke Battle Easter Edition. So there's going to be 5, actually 10 jokes, but 5 different sets of jokes that we're going to take a look at, and then you at home get to decide which is the better of the 2 bad jokes. So in other words, it's not which is the worst or which is the baddest, it's which is the least bad of the 2. They're both bad, but you need to decide which is the least bad, in other words, which is better. So this is how we do the Bad Joke Battle Easter Edition. Here's 2 jokes. They're both bad, okay? Again, don't think that they're going to be good. They're both bad, but they are somewhat related to Easter. So I already explained that. You pick out the best. Number 1. Why shouldn't you tell an Easter egg a joke? Because it might crack up. That's number 1. Option number 2, what do you call a sleepy Easter egg? You would call it exhausted. Exhausted. So you decide at home which is the least bad joke of them all. So Molly, right, they're going to come scrolling in, and she will be the judge as they come across. You vote at home. Which is the least bad joke of them all? Any votes?
No, the jokes are just going up.
The
Okay,
delay.
Emmanuel says first.
The first one.
First one.
All right, there's a vote for the first one is the least worst of the 2.
Ingrid, birthday girl next week, says first. Anna West says first. Elizabeth Rexine says first. Sophia, both are bad, but 2. Jean Moon first. Hannah second. Tom Williams first. Jeremy first. Becca second. Becca Sazeski first. McKenna first. Abigail,
All right, we got
Victor,
first. We're going to go with first.
Jan.
The first
Everybody.
one is the least worst bad joke. Let's move on to round... Oh, I forgot that. Moving on to round number 2. Here we go. How does the Easter Bunny travel? Of course, by airplane.
Nice.
Number 2. How does the Easter Bunny stay healthy? Through exercise.
Nice.
Exercise.
Let's see you exercise.
Which makes me think, how do you get a demon out of a bunny? You have an exorcism.
Oh.
I like that one. I just made that up. But I was inspired.
So should we go with 1, 2, or 3?
By exercise. No, 1, 2. Just 1 or 2. I know mine was the best.
1
So,
or 2.
which is the least worst between those 2? Hairplane
Okay,
or...
now I can't think of. Okay, with Sam
Exercise.
says second, Beth says left. Oh, maybe that was from the last one. Emmanuel says second.
Run around 2, people.
Okay,
Round
I know,
2.
but I'm losing track. Tom Williams says 2. 1 is better. Jana Pittman, 2. Becca, boom, second. Beth Stiff, 2. Hannah, first. Carolyn Pitts, 2. Abigail Victor, first.
Hannah.
Jean Moon, second.
Not that Hannah. No,
McKenna,
not that
2. Sam Ditalo, 2. Jeremy Sazeski, 2.
Sounds like 2. Sounds like the
People
winner
are
is 2.
liking 2.
All right, let's move on to jokes. Well, round number 3, jokes number
Oh,
5 and 6.
Ava Pancake says third.
Third.
She liked your exorcism.
Thank
joke.
you, Ava. All right, next round. Where does Valentine's Day come after Easter? When does Valentine's Day come after Easter? If this isn't the worst joke, I don't know what it is. In the dictionary. Hey-o! And finally, number 2, what comes at the end of Easter? The letter R, right? Both are horrible. Those are equally horrible. I think it might be split right down the middle. Round 3, which is the least bad joke of the 2? Number 1, number 2, A or B? Dictionary or letter R? They're both terrible. What do we got there?
They're not. Okay, Emmanuel's the first to answer and he says second. Sophia says
Number
for the
2.
third joke too. I like, she's actually helping me understand when she's voting 2 on. Thank you, Sophia. That was helpful.
Sophia, you're helping me.
Ellie
life out.
says
Thank you.
second. Jana Pittman says 2. Elizabeth says first. Becca second. We got Carolyn Pitts with 2. Anna West 2. Davidy first for sure. Abigail Victor 2. Ingrid 2. Sam Ditalo 2.
2.
Nisha.
I didn't think this was gonna be so
Nisha, it's nice to hear
unanimous.
from you this week.
It's almost
First.
unanimous.
She's not first this week like she was last week. Jeremy
Slow,
Sazeski
slow.
first. Sophia.
All right,
I don't get it.
all right.
Sophia
Round-
needs help understanding it.
Which Sophia? Nowitzki?
Nash. Sophia Nash.
Sophia Nash needs help. Well, see, this is a very literal joke, Sophia Nash. In the dictionary, the word in the dictionary. Anyways, you're done. All right, round 4. Oh, I keep forgetting.
Nisha changed her answer
that.
to actually second.
All right, where did I? Yeah, okay. Where do Easter bunnies go to dance? Where do they go to dance, ladies and gentlemen? Obviously, at the basket ball. Basket. That took me a while to get. But it finally sunk in, and I'll try to explain it to you later. Number 2, what do you call a chocolate bunny that was in the sun too long? Of course, you call it a runny bunny.
Or a third joke, what do you call a bunny that has diarrhea? It has the bunny runs.
The bunny runs?
The bunny runnies. It's runs. It's the bunny runs.
Not the bunny runs.
That works.
The runny.
The runny buns.
Easter runnies.
Runny in the buns. Oh, dear. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right, we got
I clicked.
Emmanuel.
Just so you know. No, all right, nothing. Basket at the basket.
I gotta tell you,
ball.
Emmanuel
You
second.
dance at a ball. Easter, you go hunting sometimes for Easter eggs with a basketball kid.
We're missing this.
If I have to explain it,
Emmanuel
It's
says
not funny.
second. Elizabeth
So.
first. Carolyn Pitts 1.
we're torn.
Ellie Schultz is 2.
I think Runny Bunny is it's just not funny.
They're both so bad. The second, the
It
first, okay
rhymes,
for
but
4.
it's not funny. All right, let's move on to the next round.
Sophia
round.
Evers liked mine. Thank you.
All right, well, she would.
Molly, you're so yes.
What?
Abigail Victor liked mine too. Well,
Okay.
she just said LOL.
Well, that's because
That Stiff likes
they
mine.
like dirty jokes.
Mindy Reed likes mine.
You're not paying attention. I said they like dirty jokes.
Oh, funny.
So, anyways, next round. What do you get when you cross a bunny with an onion? I do kind of like this one. A bunion. You get a bunion. It's no fun. I have never had a bunion that I'm aware of, but I had a friend who did, and they protruded from
Yeah.
her shoes. They were huge. Anyways, why couldn't the rabbit fly home for Easter? He didn't have the hair fair.
That's funny.
I don't get that. What's the hair fair?
Airfare.
Airfare! Hairfare!
You didn't get that, honey?
No, I didn't get that.
Oh,
It was a
honey.
play on words. I didn't understand.
Oh, honey bunny.
So now I know.
First,
Um,
okay, Elizabeth
I think
Rexy.
those are both good.
First, second.
I think those are both good. I do.
Okay, we got first, second, 1-1. Second,
First.
second, 2-1. Oh, it's kind of split. Tom Williams first, Anna West 1, Ellie 1, second.
Yeah.
By Emmanuel, Andrew 1, Sam Datalo, Rebecca Szewski. Jeremy says first. We have unanimous between the siblings.
Oh, good. Good.
Emmanuel says second.
all right.
Didn't he already say
We got one more round. This is the last round, and then we're going to move on with our life. Here's the last round. What do bunnies do when they get married?
Uh-oh.
Personally, I think it's private, and we shouldn't be talking about what they do on when they get married. They go on a bunnymoon.
Oh, cute.
They go on a bunnymoon. How can you tell? This is the second one. How can you tell where the Easter bunny has been? Because whoopsh, 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 eggs marks the spot. What is the least bad of those two jokes? What's the least bad joke? Bunnymoon or eggs
Ellie
marks the
says
spot?
2, Sophia Evers. This one is 1.
This one is one?
I don't
Or
know.
This one is one. This one is one. She's one
Nisha
before.
1, Carolyn 2. Carlin, sorry.
You just-
Emmanuel.
You just call her Carly.
Carly, sorry.
No, that's what she.
Emmanuel
Said,
first,
yes.
Abigail 2, Emmanuel first.
All right.
Anna, West 2, Becca.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you play Bad Joke Battle Easter Edition. Thanks for playing along at home. Now, that was kind of a game, but it's kind of the Bad Joke Edition. Tonight was supposed to be a game night. We were going to have a night where we were going to be in the gym. We were going to throw balls at each other's heads. It was going to be awesome. So, in honor of that, we're going to get not one, but whoosh, 2 games. More on that later. Time now for announcements, kids, and we don't have that many to share. I just want to remind you that I'm still doing one-on-ones, and I'd love to have a one-on-one with you at some point and some time. I'm going to come up with a new Sign Up Genius starting next week, but there are some openings, and I would love to hang out with you. Did you know that I got to hang out with the 2019 Sign Up Tournament champion with a virtual one-on-one? I was so honored. I couldn't believe the Shazam Aija took the time to hang out with me on Monday. The 2019 Sign Up Tournament champion. So great. Anyways, would love to hang out with you. Sign up and let's hang out. Let's catch up. Let's see how life is. Also, parents, if there's parents who are sneaking into this live stream tonight, also I'm doing parent preacher conferences. We can catch up. We can talk about life. You can tell me what's going on in your kid's life that I may not know about, that I should know about, or you'd like me to know about. So don't rule that out either, parents. And just a reminder, 7:50 Zoom this Saturday. Now, typically we would not have a Bible study the Saturday before Easter, but we're doing it this Saturday just because, let's be honest, nobody's packing in the car on their way to grandma's house this weekend. So we are going to have our Zoom. And I will say this, just because it's all over the news right now. People are sending me stuff about how bad Zoom is and how people are hacking it and breaking it and sneaking in, and they're showing pornography and horrific things like that. Don't share, friends, don't share the Zoom meeting and or IDs with people when you get them, all right? Just keep them private. I think we're safe putting them out in the ways that we do. We put them in our Facebook group, and then we send them out in the weekly newsletter, and then the day of, I'll email those out too, but just don't share that with people, and we should, in theory, be fine and not have to worry about trollers. I will have a Camp Barnabas update for y'all tomorrow. You're going to have to look for that in an email or look for that on the group Facebook page. But an announcement coming your way about Camp Barnabas tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. It is now time, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not time. It is time to talk about the Sweet 16. We have gone from 64 to 32, and we are now in the Sweet 16, ladies and gentlemen, of the 2020 Sign Up Tournament. So let's take a look at the Northwest bracket and find out who has advanced. Well, it looks like Maya Hip has moved on over Emma Brecker. Natalie Halverson, so sorry, taken out by Owen Overly. JJ moved on, took out Ellie, and Sophia, congratulations, you made it to the next round. But the question is, why? Why did these people advance? What is up with these names? Let's find out what the tournament committee decided. For Maya Hip, she advanced into the next round. Simply zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Maya, what a wonderful name.
Nice. I like that.
Funny.
It's cute.
Those guys are funny. All right, let's find out why Owen advanced into the next round. Overly River and through the woods and to the next round he goes.
Nice.
So good. It makes sense. Like, it's hard to predict these things, but when you see the committee laying out the reasoning behind why people advance, you kind of go, oh yeah, that makes sense. I get it. I can't argue with that. All right, Janita John, well, because John is one of the best gospels to learn about Jesus. John. And finally, Sophia advanced. Whatevers. So good.
That's from like 1990.
This
huh?
might be. Don't talk to me. Talk to the committee.
Okay.
Moving on to the Southwest. Wayne Severud. I don't know how he did it. He took out my mom. Becca advanced. Of course she did, because 2 Beccas are better than 1. Nisha Kimber advanced, and Ronan Leonard, the Cinderella story of the tournament so far, advanced. Let's find out why. It's Wayne's World party time, excellent. Woo, 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 woo. If you at home don't know that reference, you're probably better off, but no, you're not. No, you're not. You just check it out. Wayne's World. Anyways, had to go. Becca advanced because Becca like a high, Becca hiney ho.
What?
Becca like a high, Becca hiney ho. I want you to tell me where that reference is. First one to tell me where that reference is from, who's younger than 20, gets a virtual high five from me. Okay, so Miles, tell me who is the first one to tell me where that reference is from under the age of 20.
Sure, I'll look, but Andrew Smitty said, isn't it Party On? It's Wayne's World. He says it's Party On. Or is it Party Time?
Wayne's World, excellent. Party time. I think it's party time. Party time.
Well, you guys will have to debate about
What
that.
does he say it is? It says it's.
He says it's
party on.
He said, isn't it Party On?
I think at the end it's party on, Wayne. Party on, God.
Whoever
But the song.
Sevi767 says never heard of that one.
Sevi, is that a Sevrud?
Sevi, oh, probably.
Sevrud? Drew? I don't know.
It's Party On, David Gurewitz says.
Party on. Party on, Wayne.
Party On. Okay,
Yeah.
But guys, what about the...
Yeah, but like when they're going into the show, it's Wayne's World. Party time.
Gene Moon says Party On.
Time. Party on, all right.
Babe,
I get it at the end. Anyways, let's move on. This is the committee. I'm not taking this personally because it's the committee. Talk to the committee, people. All right, get off my back.
But who made the PowerPoint?
Becca like a high, Becca hiney ho. Does anyone know? Does anyone under 20 know where this is from? I'm stuck. I need to know. Anyways, I'm gonna move on, and Molly, you let me know if anyone knows the reference.
Okay.
Nisha Kimber. Kimber.
Nice.
That's all they got. And Ronan Leonard. I mean, this one actually should be obvious. Jeremy, I'm sorry, buddy, but you were going up against Ronan the Barbarian. So, what chance did you have? What chance did you have? It's luck of the draw, man. If you were in a different bracket, Jeremy, you probably would have advanced, but Ronan the Barbarian. All right, let's move on to the Northeast. In the Northeast, Eliana advances over Shanae.
Wait, we have a comment.
Okay, we have a comment.
Ingrid Kautzman says, I looked it up and it doesn't look good, Craig.
No, you can't look it up. It's supposed to be off the top of your
Oh,
head.
maybe she's talking about Party On.
Oh, yeah.
She's
I'm
saying,
going to take, don't.
sorry.
I'm
I
not
thought it was
recommending Wayne's World
Yeah.
anymore. I take that back.
Okay, they're not commenting on the Becky Lecky Hi-Ho.
But I'm probably going to watch it this weekend. Is what
Oh.
it's in my head. Anyways, Eliana advances over Shanae. Grace Lamondo advances over Rodney. Ryan Hires makes it in the next round. And Micah Felty. You know, upon further review, the defending champion, JoJo Felty, did not even make it into the tournament. Didn't even make it into the tournament. How shocking is that? So the fact that there is a Felty in the tournament is great, but JoJo can't even defend his title. All right, why did Eliana advance? Well, it's just, leech to their own. Why did Grace? Kudos to anyone who can give me this reference. Grace advanced because Domo arigato, Grace Lamondo, domo, Lamondo Lando.
What?
Roller skating, babe. Roller
What?
skating. All right. My wife is so confused. See, my wife and I are 9 years younger, which means we grew up in different.
I'm 9 years younger
Generations.
than you.
I said we're 9 years. Anyways. All right, next round. Ryan Hires. Ryan took out Beth because Ryan is on methamphetamines.
Oh my word. Craig, you should not be making these references.
He's on methamphetamines. What can I say? He's riding a high on methamphetamines. And finally, Micah advanced because Micah is meeting the tournament's Felty needs. That he is. Congratulations, Micah. And then finally, moving on into the Southeast, Shemaija advances. Craig Sanborn advances, which is so confusing because I never signed up. So odd. Kyle Olson, out of obscurity, and Mayan Severud, which nobody is surprised at that because she's a tournament favorite year in and year out. Why, Shemaja? Of course she won because a person can't lose to a bye. It's not possible. When there's a bye, the person who has the bye advances. It's so obvious. Craig Sanborn advanced. I didn't enter the tournament. I don't know what to tell you, but all I can tell you is blame it on Luke Overly, friends. Blame it on him. If you're looking to blame it on someone, blame it on him. Kyle Olson took out Anna Clover, and this should have been Clover before it even started. It was Clover before it even started.
That was a stretch.
That doesn't make sense because if it was Clover before it even started, then Anna Clover should advance into the next round. So the committee doesn't always get it right. They don't always get it right. And finally, Mayan Severud took out Carly Pitts. Duh. May. And the force be with you. So there you go.
I have
There
an
you go.
interjection.
You have an interjection.
Beth Stiff says, do you know the only words that rhyme with Beth are meth and death?
The only words.
Oh, Beth.
Let's chime in, people.
Yeah,
Can you think of any other words that rhyme with Beth?
That's positive.
No, it doesn't have to be positive, but it can't be gross or inappropriate.
Okay.
Beth, death, meth. She might be right. She's probably thought about it. She's had a few years to think about this. What? Cleft!
Cleft.
Cleft!
Well, but there's
Cleft.
a T at the end. I
Yeah.
don't know if that technically rhymes.
Cleft palate. I have a cleft palate. All right, anyways, I think that's it.
Seth. My cousin's name is Seth, Becca Bohm says. Am I saying her name right?
Becca, yeah,
Becca Bohm.
Becca. All right, we got a one-question interview. You get ready out there.
Breath! Christian Dodd, breath!
Christian Dodd in the house.
The breath of God!
Virtual high five. Whoopsh. Nice. Are you ready? Yeah. All right. Christian Dodd, you, because of breath, get the one question interview, my friend. Here it is. Which would you prefer? 3 wishes in 5 years or 1 wish right now? Okay? 3 wishes in 5 years. Or was it 5 wishes in 3 years? I think it was 3 wishes in 5 years or 1 wish right now. Christian Dodd, one question interview. The floor is yours. What is your answer? I will wait patiently and stare awkwardly into the camera until you answer.
Or you could just stare at your beautiful wife
I could.
back here.
Hi. Are you paying attention? Now you're looking at me. You need to be looking at the computer.
Christian Dodd says thank you to me, who I said nice Christian to him, although the computer says Craig Sanborn, but really it's me typing.
Right.
He's not answered the question yet.
All right. Well, we don't have time to wait.
We're on a bit of a delay.
We don't have time to wait. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time that you have all been waiting for.
Christian, 3 wishes in 5 years, because I could do more good with that.
Hey, we're done. We moved on from him. We moved on. All right, hey, it's time for a 5-minute testimony, and we actually have a 5-minute testimony. She was under quarantine, but no longer, but I'm still going to keep my space. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome with me the one, the only, Hannah Felty.
Hello. Greetings from the
That's your audience right there.
fishbowl that we are in. Yes. Okay, so I'm Hannah, and I'm going to share my 5-minute testimony with you. Okay, so actually, I want to sit down. Let's change my mind. So first, I just want to share with you guys, I was born on November 13th in 1999, so I barely snuck into the 90s. Barely. And I was born the second of 4, well, I have 4 brothers, so I was the second of 5. My older brother, he's 21, and then I've got a brother who's 19, a brother who's 17, and a brother who's 16. You guys might know who they are. We got Asher, Asa, Josiah, and Micah. And then my parents are Aaron and Tiffany. So my dad's a pastor, and my mom, she helps him out every now and then, preaches, and she writes Bible studies and teaches French, and she does all these crazy things. So that's my family. I was born in Michigan, and this way, okay? Worship team for 8 years now, just kind of crazy, and it makes me feel really old. It's a thing. So just some fun facts about me. I really love wolves. I'm self-taught on guitar and piano. I have this is actually mildly embarrassing, but I have over 100 pairs of socks. I very much love socks. And I had braces for 3 years, and I've been out of the country 4 times. So that's the whole thing in and of itself. So basically, I've had this message on my heart for the past 2 months, and especially during quarantine, that message was be still. And I mean, you think about it, it's not even that hard to be still right now because there's not really anything else to do but be still. So that's not the big thing. The big thing is the first part, peace, be still. And so I was like, well, we can be still, that's easy, but peace? I can tell you for certain that peace has been avoiding me lately. And it took me a hot second to realize that it wasn't avoiding me. That wasn't really why I didn't have peace. I didn't have peace because I wasn't trusting God. There were too many things that I was just getting caught up in and losing my mind over when really I just need to trust God. I mean, he's got it all in his hands, so why get all worked up about something that I can't control, but I know that he's in control of. So first I want to read verse 2 from John 14. In verse 27 it says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give you as the world gives you. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." Similarly, in Philippians 4:6-7 it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests before God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." We have to choose peace. God gives it freely and in abundance, so much so that we can't even understand it. But we have to accept the gift. We have to reach out and take it. After all, as it is stated in John, we're the ones who let our hearts be troubled. So don't be afraid. Take heart. Our God has overcome the world, so really nothing in this world should scare us. To be honest, this wasn't easy for me for many years. Mostly because I was a very anxious child. So much so that I would often wake up with an intense stomach ache and I'd fall asleep by my bedroom door that my parents had to lock from the outside to keep me from getting up, waking them up, or waking my brothers up to play. I didn't know what to do when I was like, oh my gosh, I feel sick, it's scary, it's dark, and I just wanted to go be with people, and that would just stress everybody out. So they had to lock me in my room from the outside. As a little person, I didn't like being alone. The dark scared me, storms scared me, being alone scared me. It was terrifying. I did not have peace, and that lack of peace was clearly projected on other people. I'll tell you, the fix wasn't easy, and there are still things I struggle with today, but God has redeemed my fears and turned it into faith. Now I find a strange comfort in storms, the sound of rain and the power in thunder. There's just something about it now that brings me an immense amount of comfort, which is very strange because it was the complete opposite to begin. And God helped me exchange my anxiety for peace. This is something I'm so grateful for. I feel like I'm in the boat with Jesus and the storm is just shaking up that boat, but I'm sleeping. That comfort is just so real that I'm asleep in the boat. So let's be thankful. Did you know that you can't be anxious and grateful at the same time? Those emotions and feelings travel the same pathway in your brain, and so you can't be anxious and grateful at the same time. So when you're grateful, anxiety isn't even there. Shocking. I want to encourage you to pray. Tell God what you're thankful for. And remind yourself what you're thankful for, and then write it down so you don't forget. And when you're feeling really anxious, go, okay, I'm going to go look at my list and then read through all those things that God has done and just remind yourself, this is what I have to be thankful for. I have this quote, prayer is not overcoming God's reluctance. It's laying hold of God's willingness. And we already know he's willing. He's literally given peace as a free gift just because he wants to. And really, we can just take hold of it. We have it already. We just have to reach out and take peace. So another thing, we can ask God for peace. And I would encourage you to even reach out to some of your friends and pray with them. Pray with them, like, okay, like, what can we be thankful for? What's the best thing that happened to you today? How do you feel peace right now? What gives you peace? You know, stuff like that. Just a good reminder. Yeah, and I guess my last thing to say is that I encourage you to seek God fervently in this time of uncertainty and take hold of the peace he freely offers. And don't you dare let it go. Remember this, he's holding you, he's in control, and he loves you. And we have peace in Christ, so just take it. All right, that's all I have to say. What are you doing?
All right, kids. We're gonna play one more game before we move on to our lesson for tonight. And the game for tonight is simply called Sudden Death Word Guess. Sudden Death Word Guess. And I let my wife go. I forgot about this game. I forgot we were playing two games tonight. So she actually, you want to? Yeah, sure. All right, Pastor Aaron, who you probably saw poke his head in just moments ago. I need you, Aaron, to watch the comments as they come in on YouTube. So here's how Sudden Death Word Guess works. It's kind of like Wheel of Fortune, and there's going to be different phrases, Valentine's Day phrases. All right, we are removed from Valentine's Day. I had this sitting in the vault, so I thought I'd break it out rather than wait until next February. So it's kind of like Wheel of Fortune, and they're going to fill in the blanks, and the phrase is something having to do with love or Valentine's Day, something like that. So, first person to chime in the chat room, in the little box, is going to be the winner of something fabulous in my mind. So, we've got 5 rounds. Here we go with number 1. Get your typing fingers ready. Sudden Death Word Guess, Valentine's Day edition. Here it comes. Ready? Jump in as soon as you figure it out. So easy. So easy. They get harder. But this is the easy one. All right, Aaron. Tell me who the first one. We do have a lag. Tell me who the first one to chime in. Who got it? Who was the first one to get the sudden death word guess in? Drum roll, please.
Carly Pitts!
Carly Pitts.
Pitts!
Job well done. Carly Pitts, 1 point for you. Round 2. They get harder. I told you that. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, a bouquet or bouquet. Is it a bouquet or a bouquet?
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, we'll agree to disagree. A bouquet of flowers.
Nisha Kimber!
Nisha, point for Nisha. Girls in the lead. Carly with 1. Nisha with 1. Round 3. Here we go.
So close, Becca.
Words get on so close back there. Suzuki.
A Boom.
Sudden death word, yes. Looks like hotline. Hotting.
Shouting. Shooting.
Is it shooting? Is it shouting? Is he shouting?
Shooting.
Cupid shooting an arrow. Cupid shooting an arrow. Let's see, Nisha. Let's see.
Beth Stiff!
Beth Stiff.
1/10 of a second ahead of Elizabeth Rexine.
Oh.
Rexine or Rexine.
Sorry, Elizabeth. All right, nice job, Beth. Way to get on the board. Way to represent the leaders. We have 1 to 1 to 1. Nobody's got 2. Let's find out what happens next.
Sipping on gin.
Well, second word's that.
Crush. Card.
I heard it. I heard it in the room. Giving your crush a card. Giving your crush a card, ladies and gentlemen. Beth, Carly, Nisha, and
Nisha!
all right, we can tie her up. I think there's one more. There might be 2 more. I know there's one more. There might be 2 more, but this might be it. So Nisha, you can seal the deal, or you can tie. Man, told you it got harder. And. Third word's and. Second word's and. It's too easy now. Now we got it. Hugs and kisses and Valentine's wishes. Hugs.
Carly Pitts! No, Carly did not get it right.
Controversy.
Elizabeth got it. Carly had Higgs and kisses.
Oh, Carly, Higgs and kisses. Higgs and kisses. It's not Higgs and
Elizabeth slipped in with the proper
kisses.
spelling.
Nice. Way to get on the board. Way to get on the board, Elizabeth. Nice job. That's it. That's it. That's how you play sudden death word guess. Nisha Kimber represents. Nice job. Virtual high five for Nisha, who's still in the sign-up tournament. Nice job, everyone. Nice job. Thanks for playing. All right, so we're going to move on, and you might say, Pastor Craig, we had all those cool boxes up throughout the live stream. Why is there a black box up there right now? I actually want it that way, and there's actually some reasoning for it. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do right now, and this is going to be super duper 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 challenging. I'm asking you just to give it a shot, stick with it, and see what happens right now. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to take this guy right here. Now, if you're using it to watch this, you can't really do anything about it. But if you're watching on a computer and you also got your phone, I want you to turn it off. Turn it off or silence it and put it down. Then, I also want you to get rid of any other multitasking that you might be doing media-oriented. If you got music on in the background, let's turn it off. Just for a few minutes, guys. Don't worry, don't panic just yet. Turn it off. If you got a TV on in the background, shut it down. If you've got a bedroom door open, I'm going to ask you to close it. And if you're chatting at the moment, Pastor Aaron's the exception to the rule. Actually, he'll stop too. But I'm going to ask everybody to shut down the chatting just for a few moments. I don't mind that you chat. I actually like that you do. It creates community and it's kind of fun. And I know you guys want to connect with each other. But for the maximum impact of what we're going to do, I'm going to ask you just to stop the chats and get rid of all distractions at this point. So media, siblings, all that kind of thing. Just put yourself in a space where you can hear from God, right, without those distractions. And I'm going to read from the book of 1 Kings, 1 Kings chapter 19. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate your time. Thanks.
Anytime.
Don't forget your mask. You got your mask?
Got my mask.
All right. Good. I got a mask. I got a new mask today.
You can use mine.
I
It's
kind of
not,
want to.
it's not too used.
Thank you. He's offering me his used mask. I want to show you my mask. Can I show you my mask? All right. If you want to turn to 1 Kings, if you have that non-digital copy of the Word of God, you can turn to 1 Kings chapter 19, by the way, too. I'm going to go see if I brought my mask. While we wait for you to tune in, where did I put it? Which pocket? Yeah. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Where did I put my mask? Did I put it in this pocket? I got too many pockets in, there it is. There it is. I found it. I got too many pockets in my, look at this mask. I'm not gonna put it on. But we had some Star Wars material, and one of our neighbors made these sweet masks for everyone in our neighborhood. So if you gotta wear it, you might as well have some style, right? Something that I've never been accused of in all my life. All right, 1 Kings chapter 19, and we're going to start reading in verse 9. Here's what it says. And the word of the Lord came to him. What are you doing here, Elijah? He replied, I have been very zealous for the Lord Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, torn down your altars, and put your prophets to death with the sword. I am the only one left, and now they are trying to kill me too. The Lord said, go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by. How exciting is that? How cool would it be to have somebody say to you, let alone be the Lord himself, say, hey, go on out. Let's leave your room. Go stand out in the driveway because the presence of the Lord is about to pass by. Sign me up for that, okay? In the middle of verse 11. Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart. Friends, this isn't a gentle breeze. This is a wind that's ripping through the granite of the mountains. Who knows if it's granite, but regardless, don't take it for granted, I guess. But it's ripping through the hills. It's ripping through the mountains and shattered the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face and went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. Now, if you want to read further on, you certainly can, to find out what exactly the Lord spoke to Elijah in that moment. But there's a bit of irony in this passage. These feats of earth, wind, fire, moving on, I digress. These incredible happenings right before the eyes of Elijah. And yet, God was not in the midst of any of those things. And I feel like that's kind of what we picture sometimes, is God Almighty, earth-shattering, mountain-breaking, fire-blazing, ground-cracking God Almighty. And in that moment, the words that came to this prophet was in a still, small whisper. I love what Hannah had to share tonight about being still before God. And she said something to the effect of, well, we all know what that's like. I forget exactly how she put it, but we know what that's like now. But here's the thing. I don't think a lot of us are truly being still in this season. Yeah, things have slowed down and we're not going, but are we really being as effective and making the most out of this season that the Lord has presented to us? So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you a video, but the video is pretty unique because there's no sound. There's no sound in the video. And for some of you, this is going to be excruciating. It's going to be weird. It's going to be different and something you are just not used to. But there's a point and there's a purpose. Because sometimes we need to shut down all the technology, as great as it is to have here with us, to be able to connect with people, but are we using it to connect with God? Are we using our days and hours and in the times that we once spent in the classroom and on the drive to school and at work and all these other places, have we taken the time, the additional time that we've been given, just to be still before God? When's the last time we actually sat down and say, hey God, is there anything that you want to say to me? Is there anything that you want me to do? Is there anywhere you want me to go? Is there anything that I need to start doing? Is there anything that I need to stop doing? And then just take the time to listen. Take a look at the video. Be still before the Lord. Take 2 seconds to prepare your heart as I widen the black box so it takes up the majority of the screen. And dedicate this time to the Lord.